Hello everyone, Luke Smith here. We got a bit of a small Daniel Larson update. It's a Saturday, by the way. Like nothing major, just he's been transferred again. They updated the bit which had September 18th hearing and independent evaluation. So I'll read that bit here. So the hearing took place on the 11th of September 2025. And it says the evaluation ended in early November, and in December his attorney objected to his continued incarceration, and a evidentiary hearing was scheduled for the 9th of January of this year, but Daniel requested for it to be postponed to later in the month. Now, was he allowed to do that? I don't know how that sort of thing works under his condition, but I really don't know. The hearing is now scheduled for the 22nd of January 2026. So, next week. Now, the January 2026 transfer. Daniel was transferred out of MCFP on Springfield on January 13th, 2026. After being held there for a year, and he was held in the Federal Transfer Center for 3 days. He was placed back in FCI Inglewood on January 16th. Yesterday he returned there for his upcoming court hearing, which will be on the 22nd. Now, this has been updated. I don't think I actually gone through this, but it's only 4 pages long and it's not that big, so I'll read it anyway. Daniel Larson's unopposed motion to reschedule the evidentiary hearing. Mr. Larson, through undesigned counsel, respectfully requests that the courts reschedule the evidentiary hearing currently set for the 9th of January 2026 to a later date in January. Docket entry number DE 78 at 3. In support, counsel states as follows: Mr. Larson is charged with violating that court jargon. It was essentially done for terroristic threats, in other words. On May 23rd, 2024, pursuant 18 U.S.C., the parties jointly moved for a psychological evaluation. The court granted the motion the same day. On the 11th of July 2024, the Bureau of Prisons filed its evaluation, finding Mr. Larson incompetent to proceed. The court adopted that finding and pursuant to that committed Mr. Larson to BOP custody for restoration. On the 5th of May, the BOP sought a 120-day extension of Mr. Larson's restoration period. DE 51, the parties agreed, and the court granted the extension. So that's when he had it extended. On the 22nd of August 2025, the BOP requested an additional 120-day extension. The court directed the parties to file a joint notice of their positions. Mr. Larson objected to the requested extension, and the government supported it. People are always in favour of the mentally ill, apparently. The court held a status conference on September 18th of that year to address the parties' respective positions regarding Mr. Larson's continued treatment in BOP custody. At that hearing, the court granted Mr. Larson's request to obtain an independent evaluation in support of his position that continued hospitalization was not warranted. The evaluation was completed and submitted to the court on November 3rd, 2025. That's the thing, because he's a dangerous man. He's a very dangerous man to be out in public. He gives he basically says terroristic things. He threatens the government. He threatens he threatened Trump. He threatened the White House, that sort of thing. Even police buildings with terroristic threats. However, they're doing what he wants apparently. Just because he's mentally ill and unstable, they're saying yes, give him what he wants. That's what it sounds like anyway. Oh God, where the hell was I? On November 18th, 2025, the court issued a minute order summarising the procedural posture of the case. The court noted that it had previously granted BOP's request for a 120-day extension that indicated that it would set a hearing after reviewing the forthcoming psychological report from the BOPID. No hearing was scheduled at that time regarding Mr. Larson's objection to any further extension of custody. On the 2nd of December 2025, the undesigned file of an objection to Mr. Larson's continued detention, DE75, on December 16th, the court issued a minute order stating that it will hold an eventually hearing on Mr. Larson's restorability and continued detention on the 9th of January 2026. The undesigned and pre-existing professional objections or obligations that conflict with the currently scheduled hearing date. Further, Mr. Larson's privately retrained expert is unavailable on January 9th. Accordingly, undesigned counsel requests the court reschedule for eventuality reading or hearing to a later date in January to allow all the parties significant time to coordinate the availability of their respective experts and make the necessary arrangements for the hearing. So they just giving it more time. That's why they extending the dates as well. So it's not just Daniel Larson saying, "Oh, I don't want that date. I want a later date." It's they're using it to their things as well to gather all the parties involved. The government does not oppose the relief requested herein. Therefore, the undesigned respectively request the court reschedule the eventuality hearing to a later date in January 2026. Respectively submitted this 19th day of September 2025. So that was published on 2025, it looks like. And there's basically the information, the court information there. Here we go. Certificate of service. I hereby clarify that on the 19th of December 2025, I electronically filed the foregoing Daniel Larson's unopposed motion to reschedule the eventually hearing with the clerk of the court using the CMECF system, which will send notification of such filing to the following email addresses, them ones. And I hereby clarify that I have mailed or served a document or paper to the following non-participants in the manner, mail, hand delivery, etc., indicated by the non-participant's name, Daniel Larson, held on file. And that's basically it. So yeah, that was Daniel Larson update. It really is a 10-minute update. I thought I'd give that a little file of reading, and I haven't really seen it before, but it kind of gives a lowdown on exactly what happened and stuff like that. So yeah, what was it? 22nd of January. 22nd of January, next week. Next when's the 22nd? when my thing comes up. Be on a Thursday. So after Thursday, I'll check back here and see if there's any more updates. If there's any like news, I'll probably make a video of it. I was gonna make a video on a new lolcow, but this was just freshly updated, so I just wanted to cover this one instead. There might be 2 lolcow videos next week then, but it really depends if I can stick it in my schedule. But yeah, that was a Daniel Larson update for this early this year. There will be some hopefully in like throughout the year if this ever gets updated again. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time.